Hello, I'm David Bianco. Welcome back if you've joined us before. If not, your first time, thanks for joining. So we've been covering pretty in-depth the activities that have been going on related to the MOFI controversy. And for those of you that may have lived under a rock, this is about their use of digital steps in the processing of making analog records for a premium price. So today we're going to talk a bit about what updates they've been making to their website and the significance of those. And we're going to also look at some of those that have been done prior to 2011, even though they said they started then. That's coming up next at the Sound of Safe and Sound, Texas. Hello and welcome back. I'm David Bianco. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. I made it past 1,000 recently, and I'm very proud of that, but I have you to thank. And for those of you who might not yet be a subscriber, please press the subscribe button and press that bell so you'll get notifications of future videos. I also plan on doing some live videos in the future here on Facebook, so watch for that as well. So as the interviews have died down and the official statements have long gone past, we're left now to the fact that Mobile Fidelity / Music Direct has stated they will be updating the MOFI website with the mastering chain information for their releases. And so that started about a week and a half ago, and it's been being updated and more items have been added as they've been going. So as of the 15th of August, which was yesterday, I did an analysis. And this is kind of the way the mastering chain is for the products that are on the website in a summarized fashion. So of those, we have 18 that don't show any mastering chain info whatsoever. We have 2 more that don't have any mastering chain info, but we know they are a digital source master, Donald Fagen, The Nightfly, and Eric Clapton Unplugged. We have 78 titles that are DSD 256, and we have 34 that are DSD 64. So those were cut from the DSD file directly to the lathe. Then we have analog copies to the lathe. So these are not master tapes, but a copy of the master. 2 of the titles are listed as that. We have 25 analog master to lathe that are listed. We have 6 that are waiting evaluation to determine the method they're going to use. Mainly, I think Van Halen's, most of theirs pending releases. The other is a plangent to DXD to lathe process that was used on Dire Straits' Level Over Gold to make some tape corrections and deal with some tape issues. And then we have 6 total that are listed as digital clones. 3 of those 6 are listed as using PCM. So a total of 172. So that's kind of the breakdown. So the lion's share of what is on the website right now, which of course does not go back to the older products. They're starting to add those as they go. I think we had 112 changes in the last week to information on the website related to products. So they've obviously been going at it pretty voraciously, which is good. I mean, that's what they said they were going to do, and that's what we expect them to do. So not always significant in terms of what the changes have been, but they've added product to that, and I assume that they will be. Now, a lot of that product is not available anymore. You can't order it, but they're just trying to bring up to date the catalog, but they've got a long way to go, obviously, in that. I did happen to notice in Discogs when I was looking earlier, there's 2 different listings in Discogs. There's Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab Inc., which is out of Chicago, which is the Music Direct piece, and then Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, which is the actually related, of course, to where the product is being made in California, but inquiries there go to Chicago. The studio and mastering, though, it shows there is Sebastopol. So there's actually in Discogs 2 different entries. And on the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab one, which is the traditional name, the old logo, they show 780 submissions pending to make changes to submitted items that are in Discogs. I found that pretty high number. And then under Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, which is the newer iteration, it says MOFI is scripted at the top. That one has 1,662 submissions pending. Quite a bit. So there's well over 2,500 changes that are in kind of the queue, so to speak, for this. I guess my math's a little off there, but it's pretty close, 2,400. So, a lot is going on in that regard. And so just to take a macro view, those are the kind of changes that are being made, and some specificity is being added to give a clear cradle to grave kind of beginning of chain to end of chain information. The other thing that is interesting is one of the titles that is a transfer to DSD 64 is a 2007 product that was issued, and it was Natalie Merchant's Tiger Lily, and it is to DSD 64. So Mobile Fidelity, MOFI, said that they started this with the Tony Bennett 2011 reissue of I Left My Heart in San Francisco, but their own data now on the Natalie Merchant implies that the DSD 64 started earlier than that. So, is that a big deal? Well, it's only a big deal in the fact that it just may be longer than we even thought it was. When I think back to what's happened here, I also have to recall the fact that the product they put out on record used to be half-speed mastered. And whether you think that's a better method or not, I know Kevin Gray does not think it is, and I know they're using it now at Abbey Road pretty exclusively. That's a different debate. But the fact of the matter is that is the way they made their product from the beginning, and that was their claim to fame at the time. Even though it was an old technology of the 50s that Decca had used, it was also used for making CD4 records for quadraphonic. But the point is, at some point they stopped doing that, but they never said it. They never overtly just said, hey, we've decided we're not going to have speed master any longer, for whatever reason they might have had. But over time, people started to notice the wording was gone, and then I guess they admitted that they didn't do half-speed mastering anymore. So it really just means it's kind of a pattern of deception, a pattern of omission. I was reading some recent commentaries that said people that had gone to shows, electronic shows, where they had demonstrated their products there and talked about them for years and years, even after 2011 and to recently, never implied in any way there was any digital. The D word really wasn't ever used. It was all about analog. So, they had plenty of opportunities, but obviously they made a conscious decision to withhold that information, as we've been discussing. So, right, wrong, or indifferent, that's where things stand. MOFI is working hard to get us more information as we go. I'm sure we'll have revelations beyond these. But it's kind of like if you don't turn some of these stones and see what's underneath, you won't really be able to put a picture together of what really has happened and where things really started and what the reality of it is. So it's not clear yet how all things will end. One final thought here is, of course, that I've noticed that there have been some reductions in valuations of Mobile Fidelity products on Discogs. I also have noticed more people going online in Facebook groups and selling whole lots of MOFI stuff that they own, and some of them at reduced prices. I see sealed MOFI one steps going for $100, which they were $125 retail. So there is a consequence. It's not yet what one might call a bloodbath, but it certainly is a devaluation. It certainly is a reconsideration of people. We talked about people canceling orders and things of that nature. At the same time, there's titles out there. I saw the Cars first album, which is one of the true from tape to analog to get cut for the records, one that is done the right way, so to speak, or the way we expected. And it's available on MOFI's website for 40 bucks or whatever it is. So if you don't have that one and you want a true analog one, that's one you might pick up because it hasn't been available for a while. So it's a mixed bag, and it will continue to be for a while. So for now, I want to say thanks again for watching. As always, if you would subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified. And if you would like the video, if you did, I appreciate it. And also any comments, as always, are welcome. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye and welcome you back next time to the sound of Safe and Sound, Texas. Thank you, everybody. Take care.